G'day Bludgers, welcome to an express edition of No Cap this week. It's just me again, so bringing you the latest from the world of rugby league. The boys, at this point, you may as well call missing persons unit. I mean, if you've seen them, if you've heard from them, please leave a comment on our YouTube page, The Undrafted. Leave a comment on our Instagram page, The_Undrafted. Just let us know. It's ridiculous now. It's getting really ridiculous now. There's got to be an investigation. Let's get straight into it. The biggest news obviously coming into this week was the Kevin Proctor and Shaun Johnson situation, the biting incident. What a circus that's been. From the incident itself, the lead up, and the hearing. Thank God it's over. Thank God it's over. I don't care what the hell happened. I don't care if that Proctor got charged. I don't care at this point. Let's be honest. Let's look at the whole incident from a bit of a different perspective. Johnson overreacted on purpose. The game was 12-all. Game's in the balance, 20 or so minutes to go, and then something like this happens. Johnson puts his mouth. Everyone does it. Every single player does it after they made a tackle, just to kind of give him one last taste of the tackle. And Kevin Proctor's probably gasping for a bit of air. Shaun Johnson's clearly overreacted to get an advantage for his team. That's the truth. That's the only truth that wasn't revealed this week. Because what Johnson tried to do the whole week, in the lead up, even though he's not allowed to talk about it. It's funny, going to Johnson. After the game, he said he didn't want to make a big deal of it. A day later, he made a big deal of it. You kidding? This whole time, he's tried to defend his teammate, his former New Zealand teammate, whilst trying to keep his on-field integrity intact. He did it for football reasons. He got the advantage. He got sent off. And they won the game. End of story. But for 4 hours, he's trying to... I don't blame the judge, whoever the hell was the judiciary chairman, whoever the hell was conducting that, for giving Proctor 4 weeks and telling Johnson he's going to get fined for talking before the thing. They both deserve it. It's so dumb. It is such a dumb incident, overblown. Once again, why? Because it's rugby league. We have to do it. We've got to be talking about something every week. I've had enough of it. Thank God it's over. Also this week, there's been talk that Cameron Smith might go to the Titans, or the Titans are preparing a big offer for Cameron Smith, that he might take it and go in a captain-coach role, sort of. Which is weird, because Justin Holbrook's a pretty good coach. So I don't know why you'd promise him that. Maybe after Holbrook's gone. Was he going to play another 5-10 years? But there's no doubt Cameron Smith would change that. Would change any club. Cameron Smith would change any club. But at this point, is it worth it for him? I just don't see the benefit of him going to a different club. It's either he stays at Melbourne or he goes and retires. He lives a happy after post-career life. He's going to either be in the media or he's going to be a coach. He's going to do something. And he's probably going to be an immortal. So why would he want to ruin his legacy going to a different club? Maybe the thought of him being linked with Bellamy plays on his mind. A bit of like the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick situation. Tom, obviously winning 6 rings, kind of wanted to prove himself that he could do something without his coach, Bill Belichick. So he's gone to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Interesting. It's an interesting dynamic. I've never seen any ill will or bad blood between them two, Smith and Bellamy. But it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this all pans out. Speaking of Melbourne, this week, you thought last week was bad enough with the players they were missing. On top of Cameron Smith, Cameron Munster, they're going to lose Dale Finucane, Jesse Bromwich, and they're probably their best player last week, Jerome Hughes, against the Parramatta Eels side this week, who, I've said it for weeks, Parramatta, they're not as good as you think. They're not. Every week they've put in a performance. Yeah, sure they win, but it's never convincing. Every single time it's been against a really crappy club. Or someone worse than them. The Sharks game, that was just a weird, wild weather conditions. Anyone could have won that. The Bulldogs game, if it was anyone but the Bulldogs, Parramatta would lose. I don't want to go through all these games, because it's giving me a headache. But surely Parramatta against an understrength Melbourne side, who, by the way, last year they conceded 96 points to and only put 10 points on. Surely, if they're serious about this year's competition and winning the Premiership this year, they'll go and beat Melbourne this week. That's it. If they don't beat Melbourne, Cross them off your list. Done for. That's all I got to say about that. Moving on to the weekend's games. Storm Eels. I expect the Eels to win. I expect them to win comfortably. I mean, if you're missing 3 of your spine and you're missing 2 key forwards, surely it's going to have an impact on your team. But then again, it's Melbourne. Everyone, they've always had this mentality, next man up, next man up, next man up. Doesn't matter. They all do the job. But Parramatta are at full strength pretty much. Yeah, Parramatta's at full strength. Unchanged from last week. Disappointing loss against the Dragons. If they don't win this week, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Panthers, Sharks. Panthers still going on a roll. Still beating everyone. It wasn't convincing last week against the Warriors. Warriors scared them a little bit, but they came away with the victory. And the Sharks, if they're really serious about making noise this year, they got to win this. They haven't beaten anyone above them this year. Any team above them. They can take care of the ordinary teams. They're pretty good at that. But when it comes to the top teams, they haven't proven it. I'd like to tip the Sharks. I just don't think they can. I don't believe they have enough. So I think Panthers will continue their winning run. Broncos, Dragons after that. Would have tipped Broncos this week, but Payne Haas is out. Jake Turpin's out. I think Flegler's out. They've lost a lot of key players yet again coming into a game they probably could have won at full strength. The Dragons come off a big win last week for Mary against the Parramattaeels. Expect them to do the business over Brisbane this week. Brisbane's just a basket case at the moment. Saturday afternoon, Titans Raiders at the Gold Coast. Titans, they've been going sort of okay, I guess. Last week could have beaten the Sharks, obviously with that incident with the Kevin Proctor situation. Clearly stuffed them up. But the Raiders, they looked unstoppable in that second half against Broncos. Bit shaky first half, probably kind of asleep there. But yeah, I think Canberra will win this. Maybe 1-12, I think Canberra. Titans will give them a good game. 5:30, West Tigers, Roosters. Roosters, another team under strength, missing a whole heap of players. They welcome a few back. Warrior Hargroves comes back into the team, as well as Kyle Flanagan. He comes back and gets his halfback spot. Brett Morris is back. But if you're the Tigers and you're serious about trying to make the 8 this year, this is the game to win. You will never get a weaker, so to speak, Roosters side. They're under strength. They've lost, obviously, one of their key players, Luke Keary. They've still got a really good pack. They got that same mentality as Melbourne, next man up, next man up. But looking at the Tigers at Leichhardt Oval, you can't get a better situation for them to make a statement this year. Saturday night, Rabbitohs Seagulls. Rabbitohs unconvincing against the Cowboys last week. It is a tough trip up there on the day, having to go to North Queensland and win. They did well. Manly unlucky. They probably could have won last week against the Knights. They played really well. Still missing Tom Trbojevic. Brendan Elliott got injured last week. Ruben Garrick's going to go to fullback there. They're pretty much unchanged, the Rabbitohs. I think the Seagulls can beat them. I'm not going to lie, I think the Seagulls can get them. They're a big chance. It's going to be a close game. They played too well last week not to win. And, it'd be a good segue to bringing back Tom Trbojevic. And if he comes back next week, after a win this week, they might go on a bit of a run. So I got Seagulls there. 2 o'clock Sunday, Bulldogs, Warriors. Dogs have been playing pretty well. They should have won last week as well against the Tigers. Obviously stuffed up there. Warriors, close against the Panthers. It's going to be a really good game. Patrick Herbert's out for the Warriors. Bulldogs pretty sure they're unchanged on up. They bring back Will Hopewadi from injury. Jake Averillo comes back into the team. So I think it's primed for the Dogs to win this one finally. Win a close one as well. Warriors, they've been going alright. Still mathematically a chance to make the 8. I think the Dogs go in this one. Sunday afternoon, Knights Cowboys. Knights lucky to get away with it last week. The outs, Daniel Saifurti is out again for the Knights. Jake Granville's out for the Cowboys. If at Newcastle, 4 o'clock, good conditions. You'd think Knights are going to win this one. Do not count the Cowboys out. Michael Morgan played superb last week against the Rabbitohs. But defensively, Cowboys got to get better. Especially against the Knights side, who they've got to start building for the finals. No one gives them a chance this year. And rightly so, they haven't been convincing. But if they can get a big win here, it might put them back on the map. And hey, that's about it. I think hopefully the boys are back next week. Visit our Instagram page, YouTube page, keep up. We'll start getting more active on social media. Hopefully going to start bringing in NBA, cricket, EPL, and NFL, hopefully sometime in the near future. That's something to look forward to. Thanks for listening. Cheers.